do maintain a little bit of cash ahead of World Elite, but this bottom tower is about at half. I don't expect it to go down anytime soon. We don't really see any kind of big aggression coming up from World Elite into this bottom lane, but as I say that, I'm looking at Fiddlesticks. He's probably going to coast through the bottom. That could be a lane gank for the Crowstorm.
Yeah, definitely a possibility as he's moving forward towards there. I am curious to see any type of assist bot lane, and it looks like we could potentially have a little bit of reinforcements arrive to go ahead and help them out. A bit of damage on Ezreal from Lucian.
That's not what they want. If they are going to have Fiddlesticks come to this lane, you can't really lose too much hit points, because when it comes to that engage...
Oh, wow. Actually, a ridiculous amount of damage. Ezreal down to half health from Lucian alone, making it look easy. And also a bit of counter.
Yep. The fun the bottom lane. If it is going to be a Crowstorm, Fiddlesticks could actually start really, really far behind, do the Crowstorm, and take a Lantern Dark Passage gank into it. But there it is.
There we go. All right, Fiddlesticks, you're doing exactly what you said. True shot barrage from Ezreal as well. In the crowd, we can hear them from all the way across the other stadium as they went absolutely wild after that. And Team World Elite 2 kills in addition to that first blood, I guess. First blood and an additional kill, and they're going to be able to follow that up with an easy dragon. This may not be such an easy 2-0 as we were expecting.
Well, World Elite is definitely going to take a little bit of the lead in terms of the gold. They were down, now they're going to be up. They're added about another 1,000 there for the dragon. There you go, 1,500 gold into their pocket. It's surplus. Cal May actually transitioned top as well, but caught Nia Bat at the had to blow out his flash to avoid the explosive cast. Didn't want to drop 3 kills to World Elite here this early game, but you know, we didn't even need the Lantern in the bottom lane. It was still just like perfect positioning for Clearlove, because he got forward with the Crowstorm and immediately feared the Jessica or Cal May. Not Cal May. Actually, I'm not entirely too sure why Jessica is not up there at all, but they got the fear, and then they got the sickle and chain into the box. It was a perfect double kill for World Elite.
World Elite, it seems like their team fighting potential and overall execution has been a lot smoother this time around compared to game number 1.
Jessica is sicka. I get it now.
Jessica.
Yeah, I get it now.
Jessica.
Things that you figure out late in the game. 2-0 advantage still down. They have now snuck ahead because a Dragon for a tower, more or less the same amount of gold in your pocket. And you can see Wei Zhao, he's going to go for a Trinity Force early. And really that seems to be the standard thing you do. You know, Corki, Lucian, Ezreal, all very acceptable to get Trinity Forces. If you can get it by the 15-minute mark, you're in fine form.
Shyvana, it looks like she's... Oh, she does want to move back, trying to go for the gank. And is it going to be able to do enough damage? Looks like they're just kind of attacking each other a little bit, but no one's really dropping in health.
Well, it's the Bruiser versus Bruiser, and if you look at both their items, like they've both gone very defensive. I mean, we're going to see a Sunfire Cape come out from Cal May, fairly certain. And you know that fire damage on top of the burnout damage, it's like you're double stacking the deck at that point. But Rengar, I mean, after you get even into tanking into a damage, Rengar can definitely become a force to reckon with. But in a one-on-one like that, it's just like, the stalemate of all fights.
Has there ever been a game where everyone just goes only tank items?
Sure, ARAMs.
Well, actually, it looks like both of these Bruisers are getting a little bit lower on health. I feel like they're attacking each other.
Yeah, just trading blows.
They're just trading blows. Really, no one's dying. It's like Rocky 3 all over again.
Ouch. Ouch. You saw some trading on it as well. At this point, multiple shield mechanics that you can get out from Thresh. He should be able to just be, absolutely fine. He's been last hitting like a champion as well. 106, and Gragas now sitting at 120. But wow, Orianna actually outshining them both. That's cool. Up to 135. We saw the Thresh try to get the Dark Passage. This could be bad for Loveland.
Gragas moving forward here, doing a lot of damage. He gets the stun off. A little bit of protection. True Shot Barrage hits, and looks like who's going to go down to the Fiddlesticks.
That True Shot Barrage basically made that kill. Like, as soon as that went down, and they noticed the damage at the top of Loveland, flash forward there from the Fiddle into the 20 Years of Fear, into another kill for Team World Elite. They're looking much stronger here this early game.
They certainly are, and as long as World Elite can keep this advantage throughout the game and extend it late, OMG is going to have a really hard time against World Elite in the later stages. The gold count is still only a 2K difference, not the biggest, but every little advantage helps, and the 3-0, that's got to feel good.
Well, compare it to last game, and 15-16 minute mark, we were looking at about 8,000 to 10,000 gold difference, and then it just kind of kept
looks
going.
like Lucian getting a little bit low on health. The damage is good on him, and a Patilla move June to come off, and it looks like Lucian will indeed fall to the Ezreal. World Elite just starting to take a very commanding lead over this game.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from that bottom lane, but also they're feeding Wei Xiao. He's 2-0-2. He's been part of all 4 kills, and he should definitely have that Trinity Force by now. It was a good cleanse from Name, but 2v1, like Lulu wasn't there. That's why that entire fight happened. And again, like these guys are just going neck and neck.
Moving in, trying to get the Renekton done. He's a little bit low on health, but he missed, and he's forced to flash
and
away.
Go going is a god. He dodged out the barrel from Gragas, the Dragon Descent from Shyvana, and then the flash from the body slam. Like, he should have been dead to rights.
That under normal circumstances, that would have been such an easy kill, but he just, I guess, the skill coming out.
But again, Rengar versus Shyvana, you can see Shyvana has herself the Sunfire Cave, and you actually have the Spirit Visage coming out from this Rengar. So the Spirit Visage is going to be slightly less useful up against Kaomei, who is going to be doing a lot of that fire damage and physical damage. But with that Spirit Visage, like, it's going to serve her much better going into things because Gragas, Fiddlesticks, and the little magic.
Let's get potential 3-on-2 situation for the bottom lane.
He's thinking about that Crow Storm, but sometimes that clump of trees is a little bit tricky, and he can't go into the river because they do got a ward there from OMG, and that would, well, he might actually think about going to the river, but that would actually sound the retreat, and would defeat the kill. And again, like, we could use the Dark Passage here from the Lantern, get the Crow Storm into some kind of position, and then Dark Lantern in, but instead...
OMG instead going to go ahead and attack onto World Elite, forcing some shields, and going to have to... Actually, it just turns out to be nothing really happens.
Well, again, Dark Passage is a great initiation tool. It's also a great escape tool. So that was the culling from Lucian. We also had an Ice Ball in there on top of Clear Love. But again, that ward, plus the presence of Loveland, it just kind of defeated that entire gank. As I said, it probably would.
And also a bit of a rotate towards mid for OMG. Looks like they potentially want to push this mid tower. It's about half health. Grog is going to come in and clear out the remaining creeps, preventing that tower from getting pushed, at least for the time being.
Be dangerous.
Oh, we're getting a nice hook on Lucian. Once more, True Shot Barrage. But is it going to be enough on them? It looks like Lucian will live to snipe another day.
This play there from Fizzev, I mean, he got off the death sentence, but after that, I think he was actually expecting the flay to land, and then the box didn't actually hit anyone. So that's a little bit of a misplay there, as our bruisers are still going toe-to-toe with this top lane.
They're going at it, and it looks like we're seeing Renekton back away. Inside Shyvana for the time being. No other heroes around, so they can just hit each other all day. Slugfest. World Elite going to move in, trying to get the dragon, but will there be any contesting from OMG? They're going to move in. Can they actually do it,
Going
though?
for the smite. Doesn't get it.
Very close, and lots of action going on back and forth. They're seeing the Crow Storm from Fiddlesticks, but
there's the Dark Lantern going in. Clear Love still trying to get that kill on Cool, but Day coming to rank these kills. Oriana, another one.
Fiddlesticks going for the fear on the Renekton, at least for the time being. He's still going to press forward, and OMG, yeah, you know what? They actually were able to kill off a good amount of players.
They didn't get the dragon. They did trade out 2 for 1, but at the same time, Shyvana was also in the top. They took the tower. So the towers actually cancel out, but the dragon and the 1 kill, I'd say that Team World Elite actually still got the better of the deals.
Oh, absolutely.
In terms of the gold, because the gold is actually still sitting about 4,000 difference. And if that had gone any worse, however, OMG would have been right back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, with OMG's composition this game, with their heroes, how are they going to move into the mid to late game stages against World Elite? Will they, really have the better composition late game, or is it going to come down to that gold in the late game?
Well, in terms of the gold, 4,000 gold still could go either way. I mean, OMG is not out of this game yet. They're on the defensive, but they're not done by any means. In terms of the items, I mean, Lucian just picked up his Trinity Force, so he's a little bit behind his counterpart Ezreal. Wei Xiao sitting at 3-1-2, 153 creeps. Definitely has more gold under his belt because we've now equaled out the glory at the towers, but for World Elite at this point.
Yeah, and forcing a flash. Fiddlesticks doing his best to escape, but oh my god, cool. Gets the kill on the Fiddlesticks.
That shockwave was a little kind of out there in left field, but it found a home on top of Fiddlesticks. And hey, they're going to take any kill they can at this point. So, you know, back to the items, they're not that far behind. I still think OMG has a good chance to take this with really smart play, but it is a slight advantage right now for World Elite in terms of finished items as well as the timings of them.
I have a feeling that at OMG, if they get one good team fight, they're not only back in this game, but they're ahead despite the disadvantage, because it seems that, you know, they've been kind of getting a little bit off guard. True Shot Barrage is going to miss. Once again, the bruisers just bruising each other. I feel like they show up, it's like, all right, well, we already know this has been going on for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, Cool's going to take a blue. Who did he get the blue from? I guess he got the blue from Fiddlesticks. So,
yeah.
You know, that's also a good point to bring up, denying the blue to Team World Elite. And again, like, these guys have some pretty immaculate buff control, but, you know, if there's no blue on Messiah to go with his Athenes, I mean, that means he's not going to be at the max cooldown. He's not going to have as much mana regeneration, whereas, you know, if Cool does have that advantage, but as I see it, I guess Messiah just picked up a fresh one. So we had 3 blue buffs, we're back down to the 2, so we're going to just, but that dance up top is still just fun to watch.
It's fun. I'm like, all right, there's going to be some action. Someone's going to die. Then you look at their health bars and they just don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Rengar at this point is tanky enough to kind of repress Shyvana, and Shyvana is tanky enough to kind of clear the creep waves and still walk away pretty much unimpeded. The bottom lane tower, however, not looking so healthy.
Absolutely not. And OMG, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get a kill on that bottom tower. Actually, Lucian needs to be a bit careful. There's a lot of rotating coming in. The Lantern's being thrown out. It's the Lantern.
Unfortunately, the Lantern kind of went the wrong way. Can't kind of bring anyone into it, but it's a great scouting tool when you need to. They also know that there's a pink ward there in that bush, and a little bit of a rotation up to mid. Could be a potential team fight coming up.
Yeah, everyone's rotating mid, and
he's going to cross storm over.
Here he goes, and the initiation's pretty dark at that. Gragas absolutely destroy Orianna. In addition to that, more World Elite is running away, starting the fall. Renekton's still good on health, but I mean, he's just bruising it up. He can't really take out all of the World Elite on his own, and we're just seeing the advantage continue to go on for Rengar.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, Rengar, he kind of out of position there, but that was an excellent gank set up by World Elite. They used their vision to get that storm, to get that Gragas over there, and Gragas with that explosive casket meant that Orianna couldn't go anywhere.
We're going to have once again another team fight at Baron, but I don't even know if it's going to matter. World Elite doing an excellent job at continuing the DPS down Baron and dealing with everything that OMG is trying to do against them. It's just, does World Elite, I think they have enough to survive overall. Their health's looking, it's kind of getting low here, and actually, Lucian, he could end up getting a few kills for retreat. Down to World Elite. They're looking in fine prime form this game. Another kill goes down on OMG Jessica.
Yeah, he's gone.
And Lucian, yeah, he's going to die as well. Wow.
That was a veritable delayed ace. Here comes Cool. Here comes Loveland. Actually, Cool's going to try to get Wei Xiao. He misses the shockwave, and now Wei Xiao is totally outplaying him. Unfortunately, the cooldowns is just going to be enough for Cool to take the kill, but still, they got the Baron. They got 5 kills, and all they dropped was Ezreal at a very, very much delayed rate. And, like, World Elite, they are in strong form to take game number 2.
It's very, very strong form. It's like, the thing is, OMG in game number 1, yeah, they gave up the first blood, but after that, all the team fights kept going their way. In game number 2, World Elite team fight wars of all guys.
20-minute Baron.
20-minute Baron.
21. I mean, 10-4. They have 6,000 gold now. So, you know, if you've been listening to the gold, you know, it's gone up, slightly down, up, slightly down, up. It just keeps getting bigger. That means that, you know, World Elite, they're very much controlling this game. You're getting a lot more kills, and they're setting up some amazing ganks on top of OMG.
Oh, yeah.
we haven't really seen a 5-on-5 yet. Like, somebody usually just dies right off from the beginning, and that just kind of sets the pace for the rest of the fight.
Looks like Dragons live once more, and the teams for the time being focusing around the mid area and also top as well. Looks like
has a thorn now. So not only is she going to chase you down with fire damage, but if you attack her back, you're going to get reflected, just like thorns in World of Warcraft. And it's just like, okay, well, sucks. And you can't do anything against him. Like, Shyvana's had such a high win rate this tournament for exactly these reasons.
All right, well, I'm missing the hook on Thresh. Wanted to try to get something done. Really, World Elite, they can just continue being aggressive, pushing forward through this mid lane. And do you think they're going to try to take this tower for Coach Jester? No?
Right now, I suspect not. I mean, Rengar is up top, so they will have the numbers advantage. They also have that Baron, but it really comes down to the cooldowns. If I look at the cooldowns, it is going to be clear love going in, but not entirely too sure what he was aiming at.
Yeah, that Crow Storm didn't really scare anyone, I suppose. I
was expecting better positioning before the engage, but I mean, now without a Crow Storm, the only good news out of that is they got the Shockwave out of Orianna, so really it was an ult for an ult. Nobody actually went home or injured at all.
Nobody died, but the tower actually, we are starting to see a Team World Elite trying to care. He doesn't care, he's just sitting there. OMG trying to do their best to deal the damage they can. Some damage coming out from Lucian, but the tower, it's just going to fall. There's no, you can't really contest that as OMG.
Well, I was looking for the better positioning to see the fight, but I mean, hey, that works too. Orianna didn't have the shockwave, so they knew that they could clump up as much as they wanted. There's nobody else really to take advantage of that at this end. They go back the Dragon, like extremely beneficial trade to back to WE, and that's going to put him at 40 grand, which is about 8,000 gold difference.
Yeah, and the gold difference is starting to get very significant now. If it continues this way, I mean, OMG, their team fight presence is not looking anywhere near as good as game number one, and they haven't actually won a team fight yet at all. They kind of did okay. They got a kill here and there, but World Elite has been absolutely in commanding, dominating performance.
Very different from game number one. It's
almost
like it's like they swapped seats and they didn't swap the overlay. It's almost what it feels like at this point.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
Slow and steady gold gain is, it is starting to get fairly significant. Again, like in and around the 10,000 mark, you can almost pretty much say with certainty that the game's going to go one way or another. This is from Messiah. Going to get no possible gank there, but Messiah's just going to pick up the blue. He has the Rabadons, he has the Void Staffs. He's doing massive amounts of damage, and this is actually something that Papa Smithy brought up with me. But Clear Love on his jungle Fiddlesticks always picks up a Banshee's feeling.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Tankiness. I mean, it's just like when you're going to be a support Fiddle or support Annie or basically anything support, you got to get a bit more tankier. And our jungles go a bit more tankier as well, a bit more durable. Fiddlesticks by himself is classified as a mage. I mean, he does a lot of damage. He has some health drain, sure, but if you interrupt it, I mean, that's pretty much his survivability out the window. So if you go a bit more tanky, you actually do much better. And Clear Love with the Banshee's Veil means that when he goes in for the Crow Storm, if he's charging up the Crow Storm, safe could be the difference between landing it and missing it.
Exactly. Okay, well, World Elite, they're starting to apply pressure on the bottom tower. They did get mid recently, so bottom looks like to be their next potential target. And OMG, are they going to be able to actually contest it this time? They have their entire squad in the bottom end. It's looking like, missed hook from Thresh, very close.
We do have all the cooldowns ready to go, so if we can get one engage from either team, it's going to just spark this powder keg.
OMG, they would love the fight on the tower if possible, given the defender's advantage. They need every advantage they can get in the fight because they really are fighting from behind.
They're fighting from extremely behind, but you see Wei Zhao there, just very confident there in the middle. I mean, he has one job, show up, and now he is sitting up. He has most kills there for his team, and we're just still looking for this engage potential. This is a little bit of a stalemate dance around the tower, but you also see that the tower is starting to get chipped away. Yeah. So OMG is still losing ground, even though they're not really moving that far from the tower.
Yeah, and World Elite, they kind of did this as well. for the mid tower. It didn't look initially like they were going to push it, but they kind of stuck around long enough, and eventually...
After everyone lost the gold, they just went.
Yeah. All right, moving in, it decides they don't care about the tower. Going to try to get it low on health, and holy crap, damage everywhere. And that Rengar is absolutely enormous at this point, getting feared for the time being, and it's just not looking too good for OMG as most of their heroes are getting picked off, and Shyvana doing her best, getting a bit low on health as well, but down just to the Rengar. He's getting low on health, and ace from the Ezreal. The tower will fall, and it's looking like that could actually just be the end.
What happened there is OMG went hard on top of Wei Zhao, on top of Ezreal. They threw everything they had at him, forced out his flash, forced out his berry. You can see those summoners down, but what happened in reverse? Cao Mei getting into the back, double kill on top of these squishy OMG characters, and then Greg is following that up with all the damage he needs because Wei Zhao lived, Rengar way out of position, the incredible ace, the tower, the inhibitor, and that is very likely going to be the end of the game this next push because 15-4, over 10,000 gold difference. Like, that powder cake, when it lit, it exploded with fervor, but this Cao Mei, this Shyvana, there is a great reason why Shyvana was banned and has been played 100% near flawless victories here in this WCG 2013.
Indeed. Well, World Elite, they've probably only need to do one push, like you mentioned, for Core Jester. And OMG, I mean, they got to try something desperate now. Baron is live if they want to try to go something crazy like that, but I mean...
A desperation Baron is always in the cards. It's either going to work or you're going to lose. But if you don't do it, you're going to lose. So you really have nothing to lose but the loss itself.
I suppose so.
About way to say.
We are starting to move towards the Baron. They don't even want to give OMG the chance as they start to do a little bit of dewarding, throwing out the lantern as well.
Loveland.
And actually, oh, nice hook as well. And we're going to most likely see Loveland fall down. There he goes. And the rest of OMG is just getting absolutely obliterated. Shyvana all over the place.
Messiah's going to go chase down that Lulu in the back, but 5-on-4, there it is. Messiah going unstoppable. Again, Cao Mei, Shyvana just went right past Lovely, chased away the rest of the team, left the poor Yeti to his own demise, and now it's just going to, this is the final nail in the coffin. Like, they're going to say, no Desperation Baron for you. We're going to take it. There's likely nothing OMG can do about it, but they're going to give it their best shot.
Yeah. Oh, they kind of did give it their best shot. Overall, they're doing their best. This is the one possible chance, but Baron already low on helping for it. They're very low, and it looks like he will indeed fall. And as he falls, Baron falls as well.
There he goes. World Elite going to pick up the Baron. Messiah, however, and crew a little bit low on hit points. Not too sure they could.
Oh,
what was that?
What the?
What was that?
I just saw a random Grog die.
Had to have been Ignite. Had to have been Ignite. Yeah. I didn't even see Ignite. Had to have been Ignite, but there. So fine, we take out Messiah. Little bit of energy now going back into OMG, but at the same time, like, they have to make something happen with these numbers. Otherwise, again, their base is getting absolutely ravaged by these super creeps.
Yeah, I mean, the super creeps doing a ridiculous amount of damage to the top lane, and we're seeing OMG rotate. They're actually going to go for Dragon. This because we do have some of World Elite moving down. They see the Dragon's trying to go down. Do you think he's going to try to actually steal the Dragon? No.
Too little, too late. But still, I mean, giving a Dragon to OMG at this point, it's still 13,000 gold difference. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket in terms of what you need to survive through this game. And at their 31-minute mark, like, looking at the items going back and forth, it's a very clear advantage going the way of World Elite. Like 5-2-10 on Ezreal, 5-1-8 on Messiah. And Messiah's going for Azonias on top of things. It's like he's going to get harder to kill going into this next set of fights. But I mean, the noose is slowly being drawn across the neck here of OMG. And it does look like, I can almost say 100% certainty, we're going to have a game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't, I wouldn't even know what to say at this point. And actually, we're seeing OMG trying to get we do the force of the time being. Fiddlesticks also joining in for the fun. I feel like this is the last stand for OMG. If they fall here, that's just going to be it.
We need to get a 5-on-5 going. I mean, so many resources in the last fight went into defeating Wei Zhao. But, I mean, it didn't work. So what do you do this round? Like, OMG, they have to get a pick if they want to fight. Otherwise, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm not sure they're actually capable of getting a pick because of the difference in items and positioning. Like these guys, you see World Elite in the top. They're happy to play this dance because the bottom inhibitor is still like those super creeps are just gonna start ravaging your base.
It's like a free split push essentially.
That's exactly right.
All right, here we go. This is going to be the potential final team fight. OMG Jessica getting absolutely ravaged by the Shyvana, and OMG, they still, I mean, Ezreal's maybe was at about half health, already regenerating most of it.
Later the Rune King does wonders for your,
for your
health regeneration, but that was a great explosive cast from Messiah. Got Jessica out of position again. Needed that 5-on-5, and they're not going to get it.
Bro Storm coming forward from Fiddlesticks. He actually is getting a little bit low on health. The top of OMG doing their best to survive. Actually, Shyvana very low on health as well. Going to slowly run away, and the inhibitor falls regardless. It's just, it doesn't seem to really matter. OMG, they're doing their best to hold on, but it's only a matter of time, and Ezreal a little bit of more split pushing, picks off the tower.
If they can get the trifecta of inhibitors, I mean, it's extremely hard to just not, let alone defend your base, let alone push out and do more team fights. But 2 inhibitors down. The first one should be coming up relatively soon, however. It has been quite a bit of time that has passed. Here's the gold differences between them. And that top lane is basically the star of the show right now. Look at the difference. 8,900 to 13.3.
Oh, looks like Cool's moving forward, forcing the flash, but actually Shao getting out.
A little bit sloppy there from Ezreal, but did lose out that Baron. Baron is not going to last too much longer anyway, so that's hardly a loss. But, I mean, at this point, we need that to happen before team fights, not after.
Exactly.
I mean, OMG can't deal on a 5-on-5. And even with their towers becoming like a 6th member of their team, they still can't really deal with a 5-man squad coming out from Elite. So if they've done that before, it would have been much better, but they do got this little bit of window where they can do a little bit of pushing. It looks like they're going to try to pick off Messiah.
If they can actually get Messiah, that'd be great considering Ezreal's already picked off for the time being. They're pinging towards the jungle. This would be the opportune time for OMG to go for the fight. The miss on the hook. Lantern moving out as well, doing a bit of scouting information. And World Elite playing it a little bit safe just to make sure, you know.
The window's closed.
Yeah, and it's getting cold outside.
Yeah, that aggression that they needed to do just didn't happen. It's 10 turrets to 4, multiple dragons going the way of World Elite. I think, what, 1 going to OMG. Yeah. But the goal difference is still sitting at 13,000 between them. And Wei Zhao just threw out that True Shot barrage looking for the red buff. Didn't find it, but it's okay. Lucian's going to rotate here to the mid. And OMG, I mean, they are 5 right now. We don't have to deal with the True Shot barrage from Ezreal. So if they can make something happen before Ezreal joins the fight, I just don't think they can.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal's already basically joining his allies in the middle lane, and once they get that inhibitor down, it seems like it's going to go down almost uncontested. OMG, they need to make something happen now, but it just doesn't seem like they have enough. A bit of a fear on the Shyvana or silence, and actually, there we go. This is going to be a team fight. A huge try that he can actually. Shyvana forced the move back for the time being, but the turret falls.
The turret falls. The inhibitor fell. The bottom one had already respawned as well, but it is naked at this point. There's no real defense. OMG actually held really well right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was surprising.
They didn't clump up. They didn't get caught by any of the ultimates. Cal May went in with the Dragon's Descent, didn't get anything. Explosive Cast didn't really do much either. And we had the box go up from Physis. So the only thing left is Clearlove's Crow Storm. So OMG actually does have a little bit of a chance to bring this back, at least for now. And they're just going to try their best to defend this turret.
Shyvana is going to have to actually back up, getting a little bit overconfident. And we do have the Lantern pulling him back to Thresh. Very nice defense.
And that's a good day of Rider with Dark
Oh, actually, the Fiddlesticks very low on health. He gets picked off by the Lucian. And are we potentially seeing a comeback? A lot of damage is being done.
True Shot doesn't land. Physic with the Dark Passage. Absolute Zero goes out. Messiah deletes Lucian. How could you, Messiah? That was so much damage. He's now emboldened the flash forward with the body slam. Here comes the next Dragon Descent. Cal May return damage. Go Jessica though. The shield from Dark Passage. Oh my god. Physic. MVP right there.
Very low on health, but I don't think it's going to matter.
GG!
That's it.
Oh my god. He does an X-Peke.